Welcome back to Mystery Quilts Anonymous and our YouTube for Crossroads. This is the tutorial where I show you start to finish how I make a quilt. We are on Clue 3 today, but I need to first tell you a couple of things. I think in one of the previous videos I told you what my fabrics were, so I've got them laid out here for you again. And I just want to confirm that the gray is my background. The blue is this teal color here is my medium, and this print is my fabric 3. I told you there wasn't a lot between those two, but I knew it was going to work because this one is brought into the mix. So this again, background, medium, fabric 3. Also, I don't know if you can hear them, but the dogs are having a little battle at my feet, and as with the previous clue, they like to jump up on my husband, aka the cameraman. So if it's a little rough, I'm sorry. For this clue, we are going to be making some flying geese units that will finish up at 2 by 4 in the quilt. They'll be 2.5 by 4.5 when we finish them today. And we're also cutting some 4.5 inch background squares. I've already cut everything it takes and made my lines for the flying geese. Sorry, we'll make those in just a minute. I wanted to show you how I mass cut units, I guess, squares when we have to. So what I do is I leave my fabrics folded to make it easier. I even up all the ends, and I go through 6 because I know my blade. So we've got 2, 4, 6. Okay, those are all even. I'm going to line them up on a line on my mat so I know that they're good. And I'm actually going to do it again right below it. 2, 4, and 6. These squares need to be 4.5 inches. And I might have to straighten up that edge because these were cut a couple days ago. So let's just see. Oh, we look all good. So we're going to go to that 4.5 inch line. I'm going to line up the bottom, line up the top, and I'm going to cut 12 at once. 6 in this pile and 6 in this pile. So there we go. There's 12. Do it again. Got 12. Oopsie. 12 more. And I think that's all I need. But if we needed more, then I open up and lay them all out and do another set. Actually with all 6. So I would just lay those out, even them up, and cut another set of squares if I needed them. But I don't think I need them. I think that's enough. Okay, so I'm going to show you the beginning of this here. So I tell you to make the flying goose, I tell you to lay your small squares on your big squares. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, give you a little trick of the trade. I don't know. It's my trick. I don't know if anybody else uses it. If you do, I'm sorry. If it's your trick, I lay the bottom one down first in the bottom corner, the second one to go through the sewing machine. And I lay this one down up here. And then when it goes through the sewing machine, this bottom one actually catches. I feel like if I go this way, this one's likely to slide. So I always do it that way. So let me lay out this other one, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. If you can see, can you see that diagonal line going all the way through there? Okay. So we're going to sew 1/4 inch both sides. So we'll stack this, take it to the sewing machine, and I'll show you what we do from there. This is called the no waste flying geese method. Okay, so I'll do these quickly so you can see what we're doing here. All right, 1/4 inch away, down one side, down this one, once it gets to the end, I go a couple more stitches, whip it around, and just go 1/4 inch down the other side. Okay, we're going to go back to the cutting table. Sorry about those kids on the floor. And this is a pretty easy cut here. I stack them. However, if you aren't confident to stack them, that's okay. You can do them one at a time. I make sure my corners are in the same place. And now we're just going to cut right on that line that we drew earlier. Okay, now we have things that look like this. We're going to take them to the ironing board. From here, we're going to iron these open. You can see it's going to look like a heart. And then we're going to add that other square on. Let's get there and show you what we're doing. Okay, there we go. You can see the heart. Let's go back to the sewing machine and we'll finish these up. From here, we're going to take another square and put it here. When you lay this up here, you'll have your 1/4 inch here. So it's easy to figure out where you're going to sew. The first time it's going to be right in that little V right there. So we're going to put this through. We will quickly do all 4 of them so you can see what we're doing more than once. Okay, remembering when we get to the end, a few more stitches, whip it around, and go back down the other side. You should come out right at that V on the other side. go one more time to the cutting table. Cut these apart. You can already see we've got our flying goose. So all we have to do now is cut on that line. This one I don't stack any deeper than 2 because there's a lot of bulk right there when you stack more than 2 together. So, and you have to be very careful cutting 2. Now you have units that look like that. One more time to the ironing board, and these flying geese are ready to fly. Okay. And we're just going to press back that last, and you can see when we press back that last wing, our flying geese are ready to go. So we can go back to the cutting table if you need to, which I do, as you can see. Trim everything off. And these, again, should measure 2.5 by 4.5 today. Make sure you have your 1/4 inch seam allowance right here. At this point, you need a 1/4 inch between there and your straight edge. You'll cut your side things off and you will be ready to go. And that is clue 3 for Crossroads. If you need to know anything else, just put it in the comments and I'll answer it in the next video.